Good evening, everybody. This is Dave of Apollo Healing with another Let's Talk About. Comments for earlier, because I was trying the laptop earlier to see what it was like to use, and still got some things to iron out at the moment. Okay, so just waiting a few seconds for anybody to join and watch, and hopefully we'll get an ad from Raz. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Good evening. Approve. Oh my word, this is going to be good. Here we go. Play there. Adding. There you are. Hey, see. Hey. Raz, and hello everybody that's joining us or watching us at the moment. Even if we can't see you, though we know people watch it, so hello and thank you very much as well. Raz, you got the book?
Yeah, girls. Do you know what?
Have you had a browse?
My girls, they just, I waited, and I just thought, you know what, it is what it is. And then, yeah.
Oh, really? They left it last minute?
Two of the girls put together and got me this. And I was just like, and they got me this one. Look, that was on my list.
Oh, really? I've got another one, but I haven't got that one. Oh,
yeah. So that
very good.
And then this, I'm just like amazed.
It's a very good book, isn't it? So you can read along with me.
Yeah. I mean, I've only just got in, you know what I mean? So I haven't had time to kind of, I was just...
Oh, that's all right. No, I'm doing the talking. Are you still up for talking about your trauma work later?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for everybody that watched at 7:15. I was trying out the laptop to see if it was any good as such. The picture didn't seem too bad, sound wasn't too bad, but I couldn't find an add button. And as soon as I used the phone, it was so much easier. So there's something I'm not quite doing. So, hey, we'll move on from that. So tonight we're going to talk about fibromyalgia, one of my favourites that I've come across a few times. And I did have this big speech planned, and you know, but because of this laptop and stuff like that, and I've got in late myself tonight as it happens, so because I didn't really have a chance to get myself in the flow. So just bear with me a minute.
Yeah.
Fibromyalgia. Okay, so wait, fibromyalgia for me. Say again.
We've got people watching.
Yeah, good. Hi, Rachel. Oh, excellent. Rachel has got, so I'm glad she's here. She's got her own, I spoke to you, Raz, about the water mastery course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing that. Might be worth a good look. Might get Rachel on Monday to talk about it, if you don't mind, Rachel, if you feel like it. Steve, Dave, you're a boss. Thanks, mate. I must get into this. I'll be here all day. Just anyway, look. Fibromyalgia, as I've come across it in recent years, is a doctor's way of saying to people, I don't know what's wrong with you, but here's a diagnosis from me, and that's going to be fibromyalgia. Okay, so people, when they get that, they don't really understand it. There was a little point I was going through when I said about putting labels on things means that you never sort of get over it because there's a label. And then you give that label energy, and then you use that for everything you want to do to keep people off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this, I've got that, and then it just keeps people away. And I was in that state that you shouldn't really label it and allow this label to take over your life, because then you'll just live by the label.
Yeah, of course.
Just to turn this heater off. So, but having said that, fibromyalgia is a good label. Hello, Trina. Hi, Steve. Fibromyalgia is a good label, because sometimes when you're in a situation where you don't know what's wrong with you, and you do have the fingers not working, the hands not, the hands, the legs, things not working, things are deteriorating, and things get worse and worse and worse. So it gets to a point where you go to the doctors. Doctors doesn't know what it is, but we'll give you a label, call it fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia, then at least if you've got a label to work with, you can go and look up about it. You've got something you can refer to. And fibromyalgia is wow, if I'm going to read this out to people now, so people have got a good idea what we're talking about. So people know people with fibromyalgia. People have probably even suffered with it. But there's one thing I did read that I didn't like, and that there wasn't a cure. Or it's an incurable disease. I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that. It's my personal, take it on the chin. I don't believe that's incurable. Steve Hook finally has managed to watch. That's good. Excellent. Brilliant. Right. Okay. Good. Getting a few people. That's nice. So where was I?
Fibromyalgia.
I'm all over the place today. I haven't done my prayer or anything. So I'm just trying to run and jump straight into this because it is so important. What I'll do, I'll read this, and then obviously the things that I needed to talk about will obviously surface as I read. Okay, so fibromyalgia, I'm going to refer it to, like the book does, FM. And in this book, I don't mind putting this up there, Metaphysical Anatomy. I think it's a fantastic book. It really does teach you about yourself. And here we have another member. I know Trina's got it as well. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Melissa. Brilliant. Melissa wants a card reading, by the way, if you haven't got that yet, Raz.
Yeah.
Everybody else wants a card reading. Put yourself down, and Raz will do them near the end. That's good. Right, so I'm going to refer it to as FM, because some people can't even pronounce fibromyalgia, can they? So, right. Okay, so this is, listen up, listen carefully, all right? Fibromyalgia might be a secondary symptom of a different condition that started first. The suspicion is that it could be a secondary symptom of infections, car accidents, traumatic childbirth, or even chemical exposure. Muscles resonate with the emotions of having to be right, control issues, ego, guilt, and stubbornness. Yeah, so basically there's an onslaught of like having an accident or something traumatic in your life, and grief is one of them, which isn't mentioned there for a minute. It might do later on, but grief is one of them where I keep losing my train of thought because I've got so much I want to get out there. Because grief is like a traumatic thing, so you can get illnesses and not know where they're coming from. That's what grief can do to you. It can sort of debilitate you. Yeah. And you won't know why you're like you are, hence why I need to go to the doctors, why I need to get a tablet, why I need to do this, because I just can't explain what the problem is. And again, this all goes back to what we spoke about with depression and things like that. You just need to talk. You absolutely need to talk in certain situations. And there was a young woman who I saw a couple of years ago who sat in front of me and actually said that she'd got this fibromyalgia diagnosis, and that she had pains all over the body and aching this, aching that, and aching this, and just completely unexplainable. And that was about 4 years ago. So then, it's in those 4 years, more has been known about it now than there was then. So then it was just like, there's a label, fibromyalgia, it's incurable, there's not a lot we can do here, she's got to manage the symptoms. So not a lot of attention was paid to that person to find out what really kicked it in. So basically that's what that's saying in the book, certain things will trigger it and bring it on. Right, so you may not want to let go of certain circumstances and injustices in your life that are aggravating the FM. You fear that you let go of your unhealthy habits, then you might lose people in your life that resonate with you. So you fear that if you let go of unhealthy habits, then you might lose people in your life that resonate with you. What you may not be aware of is that you often resonate with and are attracted to people who share the same self-sabotaging and unhealthy patterns. Oh, wow, this is something else I spoke about before. If you want to be healthy, go with healthy people. If you want to be unhealthy, you stay around unhealthy people. If you want to be a negative person, you're around negative people. If you want to be happy, be with happy people. If it's a certain thing that you want in your life, you're going to have to change your life to be with people that are like-minded. Yeah. There's no point that when you get diagnoses like fibromyalgia, there's no point looking for other people with fibromyalgia, which you can actually sit around a big table and go, yeah, woe is me, this is terrible. Yeah, so am I, I'm terrible. Yeah, I'm terrible. None of them know what to do. So it's like, you're sinking deeper and deeper into this abyss of this FM. And not one of these people really know what to say or do. So in a situation like this, you've got to surround yourself with people that are of a positive nature, that don't recognise fibromyalgia, people that are really positive. And I know that's hard to do. It's easier said than done, but half of it is like finding clubs, finding, I don't know, something of interest to yourself and follow it and do it, you know, and then find people that you can rub shoulders with, that will join you in that particular thing. Because it's like dragging someone out of a hole. You're putting your arms out like that, and you're just waiting for someone to pull you out and keep pulling up and pull you out of that hole. So when they pull you out of that hole, then you can start having a life of your own and start to mend these broken bits of you. Because that's what it is. It's where you've left bits of yourself behind, and you're just moving forward with no real direction, only that, oh, you've got FM. So FM, oh, I'll settle for that then. Oh, it's incurable. Oh, okay, then I'll sit in a corner and nothing will happen. So one thing I do, stress is that it is curable. Right, okay, so have I read this bit? Sometimes the stress that occurred around the time the FM started is not the cause. It might be related to issues that have been a problem in your life for a long period of time. This could include childhood abuse, severe emotional suppression, relationship abuse, or religious abuse. It can also be one big incident that occurred which triggered and set off suppressed emotions from the past. You may be trying to suppress explosive emotions. You have a big secondary gain by using your family members as an excuse not to heal. You may blame others for your emotional pain and are not letting go of the injustices in your past as someone needs to pay for it. FM is often accompanied with chronic fatigue syndrome. Yeah, so CFS, chronic fatigue, that's where you're constantly tired, constantly don't know what's the matter, can't get yourself out of this hole. And yes, it's chronic fatigue. And again, I do know people close to me that are suffering with this at the moment. And from my point of view, it's support. It's just like depression. It's like the body's way of being in a bigger depression than depression is. It's just your whole body is now telling you that, I feel really bad. I feel really tired. And one of the things I've said in a situation like that, and is a holiday. As mad as that sounds, is a good holiday, or doing something that you actually want to do and actually properly rest. Because there's nothing worse than getting diagnosed with a disease like this and then like not doing anything about it and just living with it and then just thinking, oh, I've got to live with this. It's not. The first thing you've got to do is get rest, proper rest, and dare I say it, a bit of counselling. The counselling itself that can, for me, I think counselling and talking about the whole situation is the biggest help that you're ever likely to get, and that's being able to talk about it. Fibromyalgia, for instance, because it's fairly new out there, no one really talks about it, so it's the worst thing to have. It's just the worst thing to have because no one's actually really talking about it. Fibromyalgia, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's when you get this in it. That's when you get that. Oh, dear, don't know much about that. So the person just goes back to square one. They're never, ever going to get out of that. So really, this is like tonight, like what we're talking about tonight. You've got the book. I've got the book. If anybody out there, and I know Trina's got the book, I'm thinking of starting a metaphysical circle. What do you reckon, Res?
Yeah.
Good idea, isn't it? And we'll talk around in a circle about these ailments, and then we can get people interested.
Yeah.
So getting back to that metaphysical anatomy, this is the book. But if people can't get the book and they actually want to talk to us about it, then we'll take that time. What are you saying there, Melissa?
Pain for weeks, come from nowhere.
Come from nowhere. We don't mind branching off on that for a minute. So when you say back pain, is this lower back pain, middle back pain, or upper back pain? Come back to me while I keep reading, and then obviously I'll be able to tell you what that is. But now, getting back to this though, fibromyalgia, because it's not being spoke about. If people want to speak to us or they want to put comments and they want to privately talk to us about it, I'm going to say my door's open. So if I don't mind ringing someone up or talking to them privately about their situation, because I do believe that's what we need to do in this world. What's that, Melissa? All the way along the lower back and hips. Yeah, now we spoke about this, Mel. I don't know if you was watching the last one, and we spoke about lower back pain. It was to do with lack of finances and lack of support in your life and being let down. what I'm feeling here from you, if there's a situation that you're thinking of that's in your mind that someone's let you down or something's not quite right, then you need to address it, Mel. You need to speak to that person or people and confront them in a nice, gentle way and just say, look, you know, my lower back pain has been put down to this emotional issue, and I need to talk to you and keep it on a level ground. This isn't pointing fingers or someone's done something wrong or whatever. It's just that your back has found, or your body has found a way of telling you it didn't like the situation, and what it's done there is it's put the pain in the lower back to let you know that something has let you down, or even a lack of finances, you know, constantly being not in debt, but always trying to find money, always just trying to survive and stuff like that. So the lower finances is a strain on your back. So you need to address people. Again, I don't mind talking about it. And everything is private. I'm not literally going to go out and advertise it or anything like that. If you do talk to us, me or Raz, we'll give you a bit of time and help you work through it, and you'll be surprised at the things that you perhaps have taken no notice of. That during the talk you'll go, oh yeah, and then you'll get that realization. And let me tell you, once you get that realization, that's when the healing starts. When you even know what's caused it, even if you don't address it, even if you don't go to the people, the fact that you know what might have caused it will be the start of your healing. Trust me on that. Okay, so moving on. Trying to suppress explosive emotions of secondary gain by using your phone. Right, okay. FM is often accompanied by the chronic fatigue syndrome. You may want to avoid your circumstances so that you don't have to deal with the issues that need urgent attention and adjustment. So basically, sometimes you know what's wrong with you. You know that you've got an issue with a family member. You've got an issue with, I don't know, a job or something. You know you've got this issue, but rather than face it, you'd rather suffer. So where you would rather suffer, the ailment goes further within. And as I've explained before, the body, if you don't deal with it, the body will give you something else. It's like having a second entity in you. You've got your mind and you've got your body, and your body is your carriage. It helps get you around the planet, you know, do what it's got to do. But it can't do it if there's an ailment going on, or you're not dealing with a certain issue, because they can't function properly. And we're talking about the heart can give you a condition, the lungs can give you a condition, all these things give you a condition, and your body will give you things until you've dealt with it. So let's just say, for instance, an easy thing is headaches. Oh yeah, I'll have a couple of tablets, not really worried about that. Then there's stomach aches. Yeah, we can cope with that, we can deal with this, yeah, that's fine. And we're taking tablets and we're getting over it, and we're getting over it, and we're getting over it. And then the body says, well, hang on, you're just not listening. Oh, I have something else. So then there's an ache in the shoulder, then there's an ache in the hands, and then there's, I don't know, arthritis even. These things are all sent to you from your body to tell you that you're not taking notice of your health, and that you need to do something for yourself to help yourself so that your body can then function properly. So what they're saying here is that you may even know what your problem is, but you're just not dealing with it. You're just not dealing with it. And so it goes within and gives you an outer ailment, of which then you go to the doctor and you're trying to pin it on the doctor, and the doctor's trying to help you. But 80%, if not more, is in your mind and your circumstances and your life. Okay, so anger, guilt, and feeling disempowered. Right, so anger, guilt, and feeling disempowered often triggers the FM symptoms that result in swelling, cramping, and discomfort. So yes, you get angry, you get anxious, all these things go within, and it all these triggers set you off. Talking of triggers, just as an example, you could be walking down the road one day, happy as anything, and you get a notification on your phone that you haven't paid your phone bill. That will change your mood in an instant. Boom, it's like, oh damn, I haven't put, oh damn. So because you haven't put, that little thing there will change your complete emotions. Your body will go into a mini shock, your stomach will go tight, and all these things will happen in that split instant. And then the hormones change, the adrenaline changes, all these chemicals change in your body purely because you've had that one single thought. So this is the thing, you know, if you don't deal with these things, and again, a phone bill is like, well, I'll go deal with that then, deal with it, pay it, done, and it's clear, it's fresh, and you can get on. But there's no point in worrying about it. Okay, right, so where are we then? So it calls you angry, the anger you are feeling at present is just a secondary problem of a result from what happened in the past, yeah. You feel controlled, like you don't have any freedom to make mistakes. You feel like you have to be quiet to avoid criticism or judgment, yet your emotions have become explosive. A layer of deep grief and disappointment towards past circumstances often covers your anger and rage. You feel very guilty for moving away from something that could result in being punished. Again, it's about dealing. If the client is a child, then the above options should be explored during the client's wound stages. So there's a bit like, obviously going back to trauma, which is a bit of what you're doing, isn't it, Raz, when your mum's had a trauma or during the childbirth, and then that comes through. So what's Katie putting there? So would you say that FM is the physical side effects to us? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Katie. Spot on. Spot on. Absolutely, yes, I would. Right, so there is often trauma relating to an ancestor's feeling stuck between two family members that were in conflict. Okay, so yeah, that's again, you know, when you're younger and your mum and dad argue, you know, that kind of conflict, you know, that can play a part on you, that can play a part in your life in the future. Watching your mum and dad argue, stuff like that could cause trauma within the body. You then get unhealed. You then create your own illnesses to protect yourself. You know, so keep away from me. You know, I've got this illness, and it just keeps people away and keeps you safe. Right off track. Right, okay. As a result of the pain you experience, you may have completely disassociated from your physical body. Ah, yeah, you can see that. So you're actually, with all what's going on in your head, you're literally cutting yourself off from your body. You don't really want anything to do with your body. So then again, your body starts to react. It starts to say, hey, what about me? You know, what about me? What am I doing here? You know, have this ailment, have this pain. You know, it's literally every day trying to tell you it needs attention. And again, it is all in the mind. It sits in the mind how it's all triggered. Right, okay, as a result of the pain experience associated with your physical body, you feel a lot of anger and resentment towards your body. Right, okay, so you feel a lot of anger and resentment towards your body, fighting against it mentally and emotionally. It's as if you are punishing your body for failing you. This could be the result of an ancestral trauma related to self-punishment and suffering. Your body never failed. It's trying its best to support you. The body does not have an intellectual brain to understand how to psychologically support you. It simply responds and supports you in a way that it's capable of. So basically, you are in control. You know, you just don't know and realize how much control you've got in your mind to control that body. You know, and basically the body then says to you, see, that rings a few bells. Yeah, so then your body then is telling you, I need help, I need proper support here. But your mind is become separate from your body, so then it just carries on. Let's go and see a doctor. Let's get the doctor. The doctor can pull my body along. My body can get made better by a doctor, and that's just the general belief that everybody's been brought up to believe. Now, if the condition is caused by a virus, yeah, that's another thing. So a virus can knock you for six. You know, like with the coronavirus and other viruses that we've had in the past, any kind of virus can knock you for six and deplete the body and make it completely tired. For me, in that situation, rest and recuperation is the key here, because it has to recoup its energy, you know, from fighting a virus. It just has to. But people just seem to think, oh, I'm over it now, I'm over it. And then when it comes back, you know, they look at it like some kind of alien. Well, no, you need a little bit more care. You need to change things. You need to change your diet or something like that, just to get your energies back up to help fight this virus. Moving on with that one, then let's have a read. If your condition is right, then remember that it is often linked to issues of self-worth. You get too emotionally involved with the people in your life, allowing a thin line between your issues and someone else's problems. Okay, so it's got a little picture here, which I'll try my best. I know it's backwards, but I'll read it to you. And what it's pointing to here is problems with vision, jaw pain, paired tender points, nausea, sickness, urinary problems, restless leg syndrome, joint pain and morning stiffness, skin problems, pains in the muscles, fatigue, sleep disturbance, cognitive problems, memory problems, headaches and dizziness are all symptoms of fibromyalgia. Okay, so we've got some key points here. And let me just think and pick what's best. Feeling like a victim of circumstance. See, these key points, right, they're listed here and here. And this is where you should sit with the person that's suffering with it and go through the key points. So, and then we've got the number one, step one, long-term abuse, anxiety, pressure, tension, rigidity, and feeling controlled in your childhood. If yes, then how did that make you feel? So here we have counselling notes, really. So what I'm saying is, when I say about fibromyalgia is curable, I think it is. If you take the time out and sit with someone that will go through this with you, and you can pick yourself apart to find out where this has come from, you then have a chance of getting better. There's absolutely no doubt about it. You're going to love this. It's point finger, middle finger, ring finger. That in this book, it's got whatever is troubling you, whether it be a middle finger or a ring finger or a pointy finger or pinky, it's got a paragraph why that finger is giving you that problem. Madness. It's very, very good. So getting back to that key points, I will read a few out. So key points is on what can contribute towards your FM is feeling like a victim of circumstance. Deep anger and resentment towards a person or situation that caused you to feel controlled, trapped, or abused. Explore your ancestry line. Find out if anybody else in your ancestry line, your mother, your mother's mother, or anything like that, have suffered with any of that kind of stuff. As I said, if you find out and you find that that has happened to them, then that is the start of the healing. Because one of the things in this kind of with this kind of disease is the questions after questions after questions, just like depression. Why do I feel like this? Why is this happening? Why am I, why am I going through this? If you're at a point where you know that there's an ancestral line and your grandmother suffered with this, that, and the other, you've got half a chance of knowing that it isn't you, and that you shouldn't really beat yourself up too much over it. That's because if you don't have to beat yourself up over it, you can move on and go, well, hang on a minute, it's just something that's come through to me, and now I'm going to put a stop to it. Just being positive about it, really, instead of getting sunken down into a deep hole. Another one, you may have made an association that pain equals attention. So here we are, someone that's not very secure in their life, not a secure person, not been shown a lot of love in their life. They found a way of getting that attention, and that is, I've got these pains, I've got that pain, I've got this pain, and then because whoever their loved ones are, oh, have you? What's this then? What's that then? And they get the attention that they want. So, it's a fine line, but it's a massive element in it. It's a proper element into why you would feel that you need that attention. Again, it could be past traumas, stuff that you've been through in the past. But yeah, you use pain to get that attention. And this, again, I've touched on this before, it's something I believe in. People like pain. They like to be in pain, and they don't want to get better because it actually helps them get the attention they want. And so they have to make changes in their life to get better. And then half the question is, do they want to make that change? Do I want to make that change? Because if I make that change, I've got to get better. Then if I'm better, that means I've got to do more. That means I can't work on other people's. I can't manipulate other people now because I'm now getting better.
I don't think it's as that clear cut though, D.
But you know me, I said I will put it down as clear cut, because once you've got the clear cut bit, you can then dissect it.
Let's generalise it.
Exactly. But at least that's giving people, a generalisation, before you dig deeper. At least it's pointing out there that, that can happen. But yeah, Raz, you can talk about that in a minute, because hopefully I've pulled a few strings with you, and you can actually put your bit in on what you've dealt with and how you've done it. I'll read one more, and then I'll hand it over to you then.
Okay.
I think you've got quite a bit of knowledge on that. Okay, so I'm just going to pull one out random. You may have been very sensitive towards your mother's anxiety while you were in the womb. You could have been pushed down on by your mother's hand when you moved around too much in the womb. This may have caused you to feel uncomfortable, controlled, or trapped, moving around freely due to the hostile response from your mother. How interesting is that? How interesting is that? Rachel, you're so right though. Some people don't want to get better. Yeah, I found not all, that's true. That is true, it's not all. But there are people that I've sat with and you're talking to them and you know damn well what they need and you're trying to push it in there and they're going, yes, they're just giving you lip service. Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll do that. I'll do that. They don't. And that's when it's time to move on. You know, okay, fair enough. You're not ready for this bit yet, so you haven't actually recognised that yet. So I'll move on to the next person and that's something I've had to learn because I thought that I would be able to impress what I knew and what would help them, and that they would instantly go, yeah, okay, I'll do that, but they don't. Say that again.
Free will.
Yes, absolutely, exactly. And even though you know what will help. And actually do know what will help, they're just not taking it on board. So yeah, it's free will. They're just not ready. So that, Rez?
Yeah, I just said what you said.
Right. So, Rez, what have you got to add to that? You know, with your experiences with people that you've been with, what's your take on all that?
Okay, so for me, trauma is a big part of the work that I do. As you know, I do a 12-week program where I actually work one-to-one with people that are ready, obviously, and get them to understand their traumas, their triggers, and cycles, because cycles are very important, because there's cycles that are handed down, generational cycles. So there could be a betrayal cycle. So like your grandparent, your grandmother or grandfather might have cheated, and then that goes down to your mum and dad. And then that's handed down. So without even recognizing that cycle, that's already in your DNA. So you get with a partner and then you start cheating. You don't even know why. That's a handed down cycle that needs to be broken because it's not yours. And then there's cycles that, like lessons that we need to learn. And so depending on your upbringing, there's all different types of trauma that happens, you know, in your childhood, in your teens. Bullying, that's a trauma. So it doesn't have to, you know, there's deep trauma like abuse, sexual, physical, emotional, and then there's, you know, bullying. That's another level. Car crash, that's a trauma. Do you know what I mean? So there's different types of trauma which has a different response from the body and the spirit. And you're right, there's a disassociation. So what happens is all those inner children or inner teens, whatever age you were, and there's more than one because you don't have one inner child. There's one for every day because you're a different person every day. Like you're a different Dave every day. Do you know what I mean? A different version. So all those inner children, let's look at childhood trauma. So if you was traumatized as a child, all your inner children will be reliving that. And you're just getting on with your life. And then you get triggered. And you're like, what? Why do I feel angry? Why do I feel like this? I don't know what's going on. And then the minute you start looking at all your traumas, because a lot of the time we don't even know that it's traumatic. We grow up when we're growing up in the environment that we're in, and it could be abusive, especially as a child. You don't know any different. You know, me and you was having a conversation back in the 50s and 60s. Corporal punishment was rife. Yeah. So that like you didn't question it. Children were seen and not heard. That's how we grew. We didn't know any different. And it's only when we've become adults and we started to have our own children that we're like, hold on a minute. We weren't allowed to get away with that. God, do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, it doesn't mean it was right because that's very traumatic. You know, getting beaten. Like I remember as a child not being allowed in the room as adults, the same. And you might want to get a drink and we couldn't even knock the door to go inside because adults are in there talking. If you go in there, you're dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't even think about that. So all that then has like you have all this learnt behavior, which is taught to you growing up. You've got to behave like this. You've got to act like that. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. So these then become, you know, who we are, but it's not who we are. And then as we get older, we suddenly realize that things aren't working right. We're hitting all these blockages. And like you said, all the ailments, every ailment is linked to trauma. And it's looking at that ailment and saying, okay, if I'm getting this pain, what is it telling me? And yeah, the metaphysics, look at the metaphysics and deal with it. Sometimes I don't think counsellors are the right ones, because a counsellor just sits there and listens. You're talking, they're listening. That doesn't help a trauma victim. A trauma victim needs to know what, I was going to swear there, but what the hell is going on and how do they deal with all this? Because sometimes they can't even feel the emotion. They just know that all this shit's happened to them and they don't know how to process it. You know, and how do you make peace with some, like an abuser? How do you forgive an abuser? So, you know, there's quite a few parts to it.
Especially if they're not here anymore.
Exactly that.
Two things I want to talk about on that front is, number one, remind me about that, because I want to talk about mediumship.
Okay.
But what I want to get out of the way is that when we come on this planet as a baby and we're born, we are pure. Yeah. And the only thing we know is love.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Everything else is programmed into us.
Yep.
The hate, the fear, the jealousy, and everything else is programmed into us. And your parents and people around you teach you these things as you're growing older. Right. And I think what it is, as we get older and older, we forget those things, and we forget that's part of our makeup. And that's been put into us, that's our makeup. So we now know what to hate. We now know that we're scared of spiders. We now know that snakes are bad. We now know all these things because, and whilst we get on it, I suppose, while I'm on it, racism. Yeah, you know, other people tell you, oh, blacks are this and Pakistanis are this, and you're educated into this racism thing, if you like, as an example, and anything else that, you know, it's just programmed into you. That's why people find it, and I'm one of them, that find it hard to adjust or try and get into a different level or try to be someone else, purely because that program is so embroiled in my DNA that I just can't get that out. And it takes a lot of work by yourself as an individual to get that out. Now, I'm self-aware. I'm a self-aware person. I know I've done these things. I know that this is going on. I know I've had that bad thought. I know that that ain't right. I know that's wrong and that is right. Some people don't even have that ability. They don't even think about it, you know, and they'll literally be programmed to go to the doctors with whatever ailment or whatever illness they've got. The doctor's going to sort this. I mean, how many parents have said to you, oh, the doctor, go to the doctor's, he'll sort this out, he'll sort that. And that's it. That's putting your DNA, that's putting your programming. And what we're here for, what I'm here for, is to try and change that, you know, to let people know. And I know the reason I'm like this is because of the people I know in my circle of people that I know are trying to do their best to help people, to heal people, you know, and to get them on the right track. And there's plenty of people out there that want to do it. We've got to make people realise that they need it. That's what we're doing, is make people realise that they need this help. They need to see these people. There is always help, you know, and that you don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to suffer with it. Right, so I've remembered. So the other bit, of course, is the mediumship bit. You know, I was talking to you about it earlier today, about the healing that comes from a medium. I've found in recent months, in the last couple of years, how beneficial it is to learn about it and to trust it and to believe it. Sorry, I just want to read that, Katie. We also have to unlearn unhealthy habits and coping mechanisms as adults that have been programmed into. That's absolutely right, Katie. Absolutely right. We do have to unlearn it. And the only way you can unlearn it is by spending time with people that will help you relearn. And again, you know, it's finding those people. And there's another thing as well, is that now there's a cost. There's always a cost involved. And you've got to invest a bit of your time and money into making yourself better. And another thing that comes up is money. Where it comes to spending money to get that help, that becomes a block, because a lot of people haven't got that money. They can't see that. I mean, I've got my national health. I'm paying my national contributions. The National Health Service can deal with it. And you know, that's where we are. You know, if we didn't have to pay our national health contributions and we weren't so tied into that rubbish, we then would have that time and our own money to decide what kind of treatment we would actually need, and we go and find it and actually use it. But now we've got this, you know, the National Health Service is this, and that's all very well, but it's now got us into a trap that's where we've got to go. That's where this is our only way of healing. And it's not true, and it's a shame that you've got to go out and spend your own money, separate money, to try and find what's wrong with you. And so the easy option is not bother at all. Because go on.
Well, there is, you know, there are associations that are linked to doctors and hospitals, like holistic healings, and they will have directories of alternative therapies, which is then paid by government or whatever, and then you can get a healer or a therapist through them that doesn't deal with drugs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's finding them, isn't it? I suppose if you don't know it's there, you're not even going to ask. And that's the thing. I mean, how many doctors actually offer that?
They're not going to.
Exactly. And that's what needs to change. This is what we need to do. What we need to do is educate people. And there are always ways, no matter what you've got, what you're suffering with, there are ways for you to be better, you know, better than you are, you know, maybe not always a cure, but you can be better just purely by mixing with people that are going to help you feel better about yourself, give you that self-worth. And when you've got that self-worth, you've got the foundations to move on. So like with fibromyalgia, once you've been given that label, it's like, well, okay, what happens now then? No, we're going to refer you to pain management or whatever, because that's the National Health Service way. And then where do you go from there? You know, you're in this never-ending circle of life where you just got to wait for the next change in your life before you can make a change physically.
Yeah, and I kind of think people need to know that the body is self-healing. But we're taught to block it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
From young, we're taught not to embrace our bodies and not to learn how they work and understand them and listen to them and talk to them. So by the time we get to an adult and we start having all this sickness, we do just pop pill because what we've been taught. Exactly.
Again. Yeah. Sorry, Raz, to interfere there, but interrupt. Sorry, is that the interfere? Coronavirus is another one at the moment, right? And that really gets my goat a bit. Is that we'll go on and on and on about the vaccine and, you know, how this is going to help, but I've not seen one speech from Boris Johnson as an example saying, make sure you keep your veg up, make sure you keep this up. Have you? You've not seen one thing saying that make sure you eat properly, get the old veg on the go, you know, get your immune system up as strong as you can. No, what we've got a vaccine that's going to do it all for you. Now, the question I ask you, the vaccine gets into the body, it draws energy. It draws energy to fight the viruses and fight this. Where does it get this energy from? Where does it get it from? It's going to get it from within your body, hoping that you're eating properly in the first place, so the vaccine can do what it's got to do.
And kill your own natural immune system.
Exactly. Yeah, because your own immune system is trying to fight something that's just been put into you, but it hasn't got the system in there in the first place because of the diet that you're on. So you now got these secondary things where people go, oh, I really felt bad when I had the vaccine. I really felt bad. Another person goes, well, it didn't affect me. Well, yeah, because that person was probably eating a bit more natural, a bit more healthy, and they was able to fight it. You know, so when you're getting a bad reaction to a vaccine, you've got to ask the person, well, what's your diet? What's your dietary like? You know, what do you eat? Has that ever been done? You know, we're so flipping.
Don't need it. How can you have a cure a virus?
Sorry?
How can you create a vaccine to cure a virus? A virus is airborne, like flu.
And the body makes its own viruses.
Right. So, you know, why are people not thinking? Like,
because they don't know, they're not educated. And the virus, you know, your body creates the viruses. Your own body creates another virus to fight the virus. That's why there's different strains. Because this other virus has been strained out of someone to try and fight the virus, and then oh, hang on, we've got to try and find another vaccine to fight that virus that you've created. You know, I've watched this, and Bruce Lipton is a fantastic scientist who was one of the inventors of stem cell therapy. And, you know, he don't stand out there public saying this, but if you listen to his videos, he's exactly spot on. Our own immune system has all the tools, provided it's given the right food.
Yeah.
And that's always missed, always missed. And, you know, so even like fibromyalgia, you could even go down that road with that person. You could actually say, so what's your diet requirements like? You know, do you eat your vegetables? Do you eat this? Do you eat that? There could be something within your dietary and your living that's causing the fibromyalgia in the first place.
Exactly.
You know, because you're not taking that much care of yourself, because you just don't know, you're just not educated.
Yeah.
And that, I tell you what, that should be in the schools.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting there listening to history or geography, there should be one on dietary requirements, what your body needs. That'd be a great lesson.
Their own foods, you know what I mean? Grow their own peppers and herbs and stuff like
that. Absolutely.
And then you can see where it's coming from. Children need to understand where their food comes from.
Yes.
And how to prepare it, how to wash it, do you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, all these diseases that we're talking about here can be helped by good diet. You know, and as I say, I think that'd be a fantastic thing to get in the schools. Talk about, you know, getting free school dinners. What about a lesson on how to prepare your food and what food's good for you? That'd be a fantastic lesson to introduce. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So, fibromyalgia, an interesting subject. It can go on. There's plenty here, but if anybody knows anybody that's suffered with it, even particular parts of their body that they suffer with more so, if they want to contact us, then feel free. Put it in the comments and we'll follow it up. Cara, hi Cara. Would never happen in schools. You're right. The world needs, what's that? What's that? Well, I can't read that because it's the light. We need people to keep farming and profit, but yes, yeah, you're right. And I know how you feel about it, Cara. So, you know, with the big farm and the medicine thing and all that, we start talking about that, we get shut down. So we have to be careful. We don't want you talking about ailments and how you're going to fix it, but please don't bring medicines into it, you know, and don't buy this, don't buy that, because you get yourself shut down, and that's exactly what happens. We're watched and monitored the whole time. So I'm doing my best to I'm doing my best to get our stuff out there without upsetting anybody. You know, hopefully we can educate people. We can talk amongst ourselves, and we can start our own circles and things to get it out there. And there are a few people that would be interested in changing their lives for the better without upsetting people. It is possible. Right, so Red, did you have anything else to add to that yourself?
Just that, back to the trauma, really. It's not easy because, like, you know, we say every week, it's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and know that there's things that you're not kind of proud of, or there's things that happened in your past, and to face it, you know, to bring it all back up and look at it and accept it and make peace with it is not easy. You know, bringing back everything, reliving it all, to let go of it. But in order to move on and get the abundant life that we all deserve, we have to deal with it. You know, those issues of lack of self-worth and self-love, that's all linked to trauma. And it will never change unless we deal with it. And we have to keep continuously working. Healing is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. It never stops. So once you start on that healing journey, it's continuous. You have to keep checking in with yourself and making sure, like, you might go to say something and you have to go, oh, do I really need to say that? Because it's not about being bitchy or cruel or judgmental. It's just about, like Dave said earlier, showing love. We're here in love, and that's what it's all about. And we need to create a spiritual shift. And the only way we can do that is to be true and authentic and real. So, you know, let's do it. Yeah, agreed.
I say this, as far as I'm concerned, what we're doing here on a weekly basis, I have 100% enthusiasm for. I do feel that as we talk more and more about the different ailments and people get more and more educated, they'll be able to use it for themselves and make themselves better. And I think we carry on doing what we're doing because I do think it's something that will take off in my eyes. I think once people start to realise that they're not alone and that there are people out there willing to listen and willing to give the information, I'm sure then it'll be like the snowball effect where other people will want to get involved and other, you know, and tell other people about it, and you know, we can sort of move on to make this better for people. You touched on something there. I forgot. I was going to jump in there and I forgot. It's so easy to lose my train of thought at the moment, because it's, so for me, right, I'm so passionate about that my brain goes off in so many different directions where you just want to surround the world and tell them and give them the information that we see, that we know, you know, making people self-aware about themselves. You know, I just would love to just be able to get that out there, and I am working on it. We're working on it, how we're going to move forward to get this out there properly, or get something or invent something that's going to be beneficial for all, where everybody's going to want to get on that bandwagon. And I'm just waiting for the right thing to come out.
You also remember that to worry will present a block. The universe has got us,
yeah.
So just carry on, and opportunities will come. We just need to do what we're doing, and it will, because this is what we're meant to do. So.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, like this book, right? I've got to tell anybody that wants to get in this has got to get this book and join in our conversations and see it for themselves, the miracle that's in there. I have to thank Yvette Rose for that book and the work that's gone into it.
100%.
But I just, you know, what's gone into that book and what comes out of it is the most amazing things to work with. And I totally believe, and again, this is what you're doing with trauma work as well, I totally believe that we need to peel back the layers of people, repair it, lower it back again, and then people can then move on with their lives. And I do believe that talking to people and getting this information out there is what we need to be doing.
And also 100%, but also, you know, there's like I said earlier, there's loads of aspects of traumas, and I don't want to go into it too deep because we need to have a separate conversation about this. My traumas, but you know, like even down to OCDs, people that get diagnosed with OCDs, you know, and they're like, oh, I don't know what, and it's always got to have a label. That's, you know, whatever. But OCDs are linked to trauma.
Oh yeah.
You can let the OCD go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll talk about mine at some point when we have the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't feel no way. We have to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it becomes a secret, and it's not a secret.
No.
It's not a secret.
No. Cara says she's got that book. Excellent. You know what I'm thinking, and I might announce it now. No, but a metaphysical circle.
Yeah, go.
Don't you think? I mean, I think Trina's got the book. I know Georgia's got the book. Wouldn't it be an amazing thing if we got together, all of us, even in a big live or wherever we want to do it, or a big Zoom or whatever, and we spoke about ailments like that, and people, like they are now, people can come in.
Yeah.
Because Cara does what she does. She's got her own little thing going on as well. Yeah. Rachel's got her thing going on as well. You've got your thing. I've got what I call my specialities, if you like. And we've all got our own speciality that could be linked to the book, because the book itself, even though you've got your energy healing and stuff like that, giving the people the tools from the book of what's wrong with them, as well as the healing, sets people on their way. Yeah. And I think that'd be a good idea if we could get some kind of metaphysical. I don't want to go metaphysical anatomy because that's the name of the book, and that was done by Yvette. That's almost like, that's like nicking it, isn't it? But no, something completely different. You know, the metaphysical circle, where we have a circle of people that book club. That means we're going to be reading different books. We don't want to be reading different books, just the one, please, because there's enough in this one book. But yeah, like a book club. Yes, absolutely. I get what you're saying there. But yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. We have to work on that. We'll have a little chat, I think, Raz, about how we can make that work. And even on a separate day.
Yeah, and people sharing their skill set, like what they do.
Yes, this is the whole idea of this. The whole idea of Apollo Healing is that I want to get people like Cara, Rachel, I want people to come on here and talk about what they do. Literally advertise what they do. I don't care how they do it, what they want to do, but just literally come on here and say, this is what I do, if anyone's interested, and give us a few case histories. You know, give us a bit of background, you know, which would be nice, because obviously then people will go, oh yeah, I might try that, I might give that a go. So, you know, people giving their case histories of what they've managed to achieve with people would be brilliant. I think would be great. You know, just this is what I can do for you. This is what I believe could work. If you fancy it, call me or message me or whatever. But let's give people an opportunity on here to see and hear what they've got to say about their actual modality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, saying about modalities, and I'm just going to use this opportunity right now with Korean hand therapy and fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
Being the fact that it's an all-over illness, you know, it's an all-over illness, it's lots of pains everywhere, all over the body and all sorts of stuff like that. And I said to you before about the hands being the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the hands are the body and these are the arms and the legs, like I explained, the arms and the legs, yeah. So if what you could perform is like what I call an overall massage.
Okay.
Where you interlock the fingers and you rub them and you angle them like this, but you squeeze your fingers as well as if they're rubbing the shoulders.
Yeah.
So the shoulders. So you're rubbing the shoulders, you're massaging the fingers, you're massaging your arms and your legs by rubbing them together, right? And your thumbs. So then you give yourself an all-over body massage just by using your hands. And that will increase your circulation, by the way, as well. You know what? I showed you those rings, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
That help the circulation by rolling them on the fingers. Yeah. This is the same thing. When you start doing that and massaging and rubbing your hands together, even if you use a decent cream, just have a good old hand rub every day just to get that circulation going. I'd be interested to see if anybody gets any results from that, because I watched the one today on this about helping the heart condition. And this particular one was using your hand, your fist, and punching the middle of your hand.
Wow.
Right? Basically stimulating the nerve endings that go to the heart. And that's the same. And if you don't get much response, then use the knuckles. Again, I'm looking into that, but I do believe, obviously, that's the way of getting to your body is through your hands. And again, we've all got our own thing, so we could make this work. We could really make this work. Anyway, so on to card readings. What do you reckon? Let's jump from one thing to another, shall we? We've only got one on it. Now, has anybody else on there want a card reading? We've got one on there. We believe that's Mel. Is that a thumbs up? I missed that. So I suppose you'll do Mel. But if anybody wants to put their name down in the comments for a quick card reading, then feel free. At the moment, we've only got one. We'll do that one card reading. Oh, Katie. So Katie would like a card reading.
Who's the first one?
Well, that'll be Mel. All right, so we're going to have 3. Oh, and Georgia. 4. Are you up for 4?
Oh, God.
Let's just do the 4, all right? So I wasn't expecting that. So first one is Mel.
Wait, because...
Write that down.
Yeah.
Put you under a bit of pressure there, I know.
Mel?
Yeah, Mel Noakes, yeah. Second one was Katie. Katie Jennings.
Casey?
Katie, K-A-T-I-E.
Yeah.
Katie Jennings. Then we'll have Cara.
Cara, yeah.
Cara, mate Cara. And Georgia. So 4 then, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is where I shut up like I was told off last week, wasn't it?
Get your cards out. That's what you need to do.
Am I finished then?
Get your cards out.
No. I'm not ready yet. I told you. I'll know when I'm ready. When you're not about, I suppose.
That could be arranged.
I'm sure it could, being it's your birthday and all.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're here. Oh, brilliant.
Right. Right, Mel. Oh, I was just about to have a fly around then. this table is so rubbish.
I thought you'd have sorted that by now.
You know what? By the time I got in, it was like I didn't have time. It's the practice live. I just had to turn everything on.
Yes,
Right.
Kerry, it's Raz's birthday. Hi, Kerry. Yeah, it is Raz's birthday. We're going to wish her happy birthday, everybody. That'd be nice. What's that chicken? What's that mean?
Hey, who's chicken?
I don't know. Carl's put chicken. What bloody? Anyway, sorry, we're interfering. Carry on.
Yes. Right. So, heal thyself. This is Mel.
Mel.
Yeah, I did keep it quiet. What, was you going to send me a card? Yeah, thanks, sorry.
I'll send you a virtual one.
Yeah. Sorry. Right, look, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Because thank you, Katie.
Oh, I see. Sorry, Corey. Yeah, I'm a chicken. Yeah, I know. All right, perhaps I am.
Right. So, heal thyself, shush Dave, and strength. Right. So, Mel. So, I kind of feel like you're on your healing journey. I don't think it's something you need to start. I feel like you're on it. What I need to say to you is, it feels like it's something you're working on that's stop and start. So, you might have started on a bit of it, but you need to go in deeper, because I feel like there's triggers connected to it, but I feel like there's more. So it's like you're just hitting the surface and you need to go in more on this particular issue, whatever it is. So, and it feels like it's going to be a bit longer than what you expect. So I don't know. I mean, you know, healing journeys can take as long as they take, but when you're working on particular issues, some of them you can do like in a few days, and others can take weeks, sometimes even months, because it's interlinked with so many other things in your life. So it's like really looking at what it is and how it's affected bits of your life and how you can change that. So it's recognizing how it's overlapping into your life, and then you can pull it all out. Mindset as well. This is linked to thought processes. It feels like a bit of anxiety, overthinking. So I want to work on reprogramming mindset. So if you're having like self-doubts and negative thinking, it feels like it goes through phases. So like you might be on it all of a sudden, and then, you know, for a little while you're on it, and then all of a sudden it's like the energy levels drop, and then it's like you're, like self-sabotage, thinking of blockages, it's almost like the self-doubt creeps in, and then that's it. And then you have to work harder to push it out again and get back on track. So yeah, I want to work on a mindset, maybe look at some more positive affirmations. And something I do is, for every like negative thought, I try to think of 3 positive ones. And that takes a lot, like, because you can't use the same ones all the time. So when I catch myself in that negative thinking process, I'm just like, 3 positive ones. And then the strength. So the strength card for me says that doesn't matter what you're going through, you've got that inner strength to get you out the other side. So it doesn't matter how dark it might feel sometimes, your light is bright. So you just need to, instead of giving up, like, I don't see you as a giver upper anyway, but you know, like, you can get to that stage where you just think, oh, what is the point? I want you to just keep pushing, because like, if you look at this card and all the hills, like, look on this bit, the road, you can't really see what's around there. So like, you would be here on a blind spot, but what's around there could be your abundance, because it's like, it's clear, there's no blockages when you look ahead. Do you know what I mean? So it feels like that inner strength can do wonders. And also this, they're pointing me to this gold, so this is abundance. So there's financial abundance around, and I don't know if that's already started to come in, but it feels like it's coming in slow. And I feel like there's something you need to complete to allow the more abundance in. So there's something you need to finish off or complete and then an opportunity will come that will give more money. Yeah, that's that on that one. That's you, Mel.
That's Mel.
So I've got Katie next. Where's the coffee? You're supposed to be drinking coffee, not orange juice.
Don't last long enough. I normally gulp it down.
I've got
The orange I can drink slowly. Tea, I can't allow it to go cold. So it can't last. So hence why I have an orange.
Yeah, you talk so much, it would be cold, wouldn't it?
Oh, a little bit of abuse coming out there, is there? Oh, got your number.
We're just bantering, man. Right. Rest. And what's this one? Understanding. These cards are pretty. I haven't used them for a while.
It's the Katie, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Katie, I feel like oh yeah, I feel like you're not really good at resting. I feel like you just keep going and going, and then the universe is like, no, if she doesn't rest, we'll take her out. So I feel like you need to rest. Listen to your body, like get in tune with your body, and rest. I feel like this is a, I don't know if it's happened or coming, but it feels like you need a good rest. And I mean like not doing nothing, tapping out, turning off phones. That's what I'm seeing, like disconnecting from social media, just almost like going away in a log cabin for like a week or so and just getting in touch with nature, because I feel like you need to, almost like a detox, and then connecting with nature to get recharged and come back. That's what I'm seeing. There's a lot of spiritual activity around you as well. I'm seeing yeah, I feel like I feel like everything's open. You're connected in. You just yeah, there's no issues about connecting into spirit. Meditation. Right, so meditation feels like you're if you don't do this, you need to, because I'm seeing the meditation as this is your relaxation, not resting, but relaxation. And it's where you get a lot of answers. So you're tuning to your higher self through meditation and get what you need to get. I want to say there's something you're not doing. There's something you need to push more. I feel like there's more to come from you. More. I feel like you know, like you're holding back. It's like you, instead of just you're holding yourself back, and you need to just, I want to say, run with it. And that feels something to do with spirits. I feel like you're not pushing your full potential. And the understanding, for me, this is about getting to with this. I feel like there's understanding about how you see spirituality and where it fits in with the world and everything that's happening. So there's that level, and I feel like you take bits from here, there, and everywhere, and if it sits right in your gut, then that's cool. We're still like learning all the time, learning and growing. But there's also, I have to say, understanding you. So I feel like, look at the light around that person, your energy, and you need to understand who you are and how you connect in with everything. So finding your place and your purpose in the world, that's what I need to say. And just remember, nature is so important to detox and re-energize. Yeah. Oh, the moon as well, the moon. So getting in with the moon, you might already do that, but doing your moon rituals, you know, releasing, manifesting, all that sort of thing on the moon, and being aware of your moods with the moon, because it does affect people differently. And you know, like we just had all the portals and the what were those things called? Anyway, and that would have had a major effect on your moods and how you react to stuff. So just be aware of that. Yeah, that's you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, dropped you. Giving you a lot to do.
It's fine.
Mind you, I do all the talking. I've got a little bit of feedback.
Oh, on the beach, yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't know you had shamanic drums, Katie. That's interesting.
Shamanic drums.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I love.
I'm all for that. That's lovely, Katie. Yeah, I need to have a little chat sometimes. I like that. Very good.
Shaman. Okay. That's why the light's so bright.
Yeah.
Cara. I didn't read the comment. I couldn't see it. It went too quick. Jeez, really?
I meditate and journey every night. Oh, good for you, Katie. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you would journey because you're a shaman. So, yeah.
Wow. Excellent.
You're getting knowledge. Sorry, I need to go back to Kate a minute. There's downloads coming through journeys, picking up stuff, different planes. All right. Away. Right. All right. We've got nurture. These cards are very green tonight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Clear aura. All right, Clara. So, I feel like everyone needs time out tonight. This feels like
That's that full moon we've had, isn't it?
yeah, that's how I just feel like everyone just needs to just get on a chill.
Yeah.
So Cara, like the nurture, I just feel like again, it's like, look, it's just nature, just proper chilled out. She's playing her flute. She's just like disconnected from the world, like, you know. And I do think with the moon and all the retrogrades that we've been having, I just feel like everyone's like full up and they just need to just disconnect, get rid of it all. So yeah, you need to make time, either a walk in nature or a weekend away. I just want you to do nothing. And if you play an instrument, play. If you don't, then just have meditation music or some kind of proper chilled out music around you, just to slow the mind, quieten the mind, and connect into source. That's what I'm feeling. And again, the ground, I just want you to touch the earth, like barefoot, and just proper connected energy. It's that reconnection. It's getting rid of stuff. You play guitar, wicked. Yeah, I feel like your creatives around you. So if you get that time when you're in nature and you just sit with a guitar, I just feel like you're going to start strumming and you're going to be playing like boom, channel music. You're just going to channel songs. You might even have a little sing song. Do you know what I mean? But it's all just going to be natural, and it's what you need, because, you know, music operates at a very high frequency, and that's how we raise our vibration. So yeah, take some time. And so clearing your aura, that's empathy. So I kind of feel like you're picking up energies, and you're aware when you're around, you know that you've walked by somebody, or somebody's energy has come into you, and you're very aware of it. You just need to, I want you to clear more regular. And whether that's about connecting into nature to clear, or using a sage, a Palo Santo, however you do it, you know, bath salt. Some people have angel baths, bath salt, white salt, black salt, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But just regularly clear your auric field, because that is the first port of call before it even gets into your, you know, your soul. So protect yourself at all costs. You know, also some people have mirror reflection, so the mirrors are facing outwards, so people's energy can't reflect in, or put a white cloak of protection. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, the amount of people you will know, because however many people you're around, you will feel heavy with the energy. And once you start feeling that, that's the time to cleanse, because otherwise it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. That's you. Want to do this one?
No, you're far too good, Res. You're far too good. I just couldn't take your crown.
Crown. It's my nan. I work for spirit, man, not me. I've just thrown a card over there.
No, you are. No, you are. I'm not practiced enough like you are. You know, I think that the way you do it and the feedback that you get, you know, it's your moment for me. For me, it's your moment. You know what I mean?
One moment.
Yeah, yeah, man. Live the moment. And it's your birthday, you know.
Yes. It's very true.
Do what you do best, Rez. That's the thing.
Well, that's arguable, isn't it? Oh, God.
Whilst Raz is shuffling the cards, I'll just tell people that next week, if anybody's got any suggestions about what we should talk about, Raz did make a suggestion today that we would talk about, what was it? Arthritis, wasn't it? One of them?
Yeah, just threw it out there. But
yeah, but if anybody's got anything, or I'm led, like I was last time, to do something, then that's what we'll do. But if you've got any other ideas,
the endometriosis and that sort of thing that he's going to talk about.
the endometriosis. Oh yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, I'm good with it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that. There's a lot. There's a lot in that. A lot,
okay.
Especially ancestral, and all sorts in that one.
Right, Georgia, clarity and boundaries. Okay, so I kind of feel like right, they're drawing me to the three. I can't get away from it. So these three, the circle with the three, yeah. I feel like there's three things that you need clarity on, and this could be work, this could be relationship, or this could be home. Underactive thyroid, maybe. Okay. And I kind of feel, do you know what I'm getting? I feel like somebody's, like the first one is somebody is saying something, but it doesn't make any sense. So like they're telling you something, but it's almost like it's a lie. That's how I'm hearing it. So what they're saying and what's actually happening is not the deal. So if you're at work and somebody at work is telling you something that's happening, make sure you know that is the real deal. Because I feel like all right, so this is spirit cracked me up. So this is the scenario they're giving me, and you got to figure it out, yeah. So you know, like when somebody says, "Oh, there's redundancies coming up," and you go, "Oh, I'm really interested." Like however long you've been there, like, yeah, I'm interested. That's not happening. So they're saying that, but the real deal is they're just going to pull the plug. So this is just what Spirit's telling me. It might not be what's happening where you are, but this is like what they're showing me, a scenario. So whatever it is not what they're saying. So somebody is trying to pretend to do something that it's not. So that's one. Second one is clarity is something to do with home life. So it is those three areas. It's work, home life, and then personal. And I feel like personally, it would be your own goals. So you're trying to do something and you need to get clarity before you actually step forward with it. Home life, there's a blockage somewhere in home life. Something is not what it seems at home. Yeah, you would know what it is. I want you to, I kind of feel like you trust your intuition, because I feel like your gut is telling you and you're questioning it instead of just going with it. Don't question it, because I feel like when you get that, the little churning or the little, oh, this isn't sitting right, trust it, because it will never let you down. And that is spirit saying to you, like, you know what's going on. Question. I want you to question. I don't know who this is, but you need to question things more and get to the nitty gritty, because I feel like there's a smoke screen going up. So like this. So you're seeing this, but it's what's going on behind it. So whatever, like work, home, and in your own personal life, look and see what's happening. Even if you have to write everything down and just sit with it and ask yourself questions. Is this right? Am I feeling right? Should I be doing this? What way should I go? And you will get the answers. Trust me, you will get the answers, because you already know part of it, that you're just not questioning enough. And the boundaries, and that's why it's important, because you can't set boundaries without the clarity. Because I feel like the boundaries you've got are just going up. Try to put them in, and then they might be like this, and then one gets pushed, and then it's like it's hard to keep it there. And then you know, you need the clarity, and then you can set boundaries, even for yourself, what's acceptable and what's not. And that's all part of your own journey, your self-love journey and your self-worth, because don't let people walk all over you, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's a boundary. How much are you prepared to take before you say enough is enough? So I'll leave that there. Food for thought. Was there someone else? Did someone else say they wanted to read it?
Yeah, there was Claire, if you're up for one more, and no more after that. Claire's a newbie, so I think we could, if you want to. Okay. I don't really know much about this person, so this, you know, I've got no.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know about people.
I know, but you know, some of these people you talk about, I know a little bit about, and I don't know like what you're telling them. But you know, because that's only for them to answer.
Wow, these are 2 hours.
But Claire, yeah, she's only just recently started following. So if we can do Claire, that'd be great.
Yeah, Claire, you've got what's this? Inspiration. Nice wolf there. And communication. The light is really bad, and I'm sorry, these cards are beautiful, but I don't know if you can see the beauty of them. Anyway. Right, so Claire, inspiration. This feels creative. I'm getting creative stuff with you. And I feel like whatever it is you're working on, I feel like there's more to come. There's it just feels like it's coming in like this. And you're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with this? It's too much. So what I'm hearing is to write stuff down. Like when you get ideas, write stuff down. You might not do all of them, and some of them I need you to pass on because they're not all yours. So you feel like a channel for inspiration and creativity. And there's a few people looking up to you at the moment, and I don't. Majority of them are good, but I'm feeling like there's a couple of people that are like watching you, like what who do you think she is? Where's she going? That sort of thing. Chatter. But it's not going to go anywhere. They can't. Like, I feel like this is your time. You're ready to fly. so they can't do anything to you. And I'm seeing writing around you, and I don't know if this is something you thought about, but I'm seeing writing around you, and this feels like books. I mean, not very big books as well. Oh, stop reading. Yeah, I'm seeing books, and these are going to be okay. So I'm seeing self-help books around you, but I'm also seeing these feel like story books, but they're not like, they're not like okay, so I want to say fantasy, but they're not mythical or magical fantasies, but it's about bringing magic back into the world. So you see, like how the woman's in the woods with the wolf. So you might write a book about wolves and their magical powers and what they do, and then there could be children involved or whatever. But it's about bringing magic, so unicorns, fairies, all that, bringing that back, bringing the imagination back to the world, and inspiring children to open their imagination. Because I feel like with all the screens that are going on at the moment, children have lost their ability to imagine because they're just stuck in front of the screen 24/7. So they need stories that will go and then they won't be attached to that screen because their mind's thinking about unicorns and fairies. So yeah, I'm seeing them sort of things around you. I just heard you stepping out of something as well. This feels like feels like you stepping onto onto your path on your own. It feels kind of lonely, but I feel like you need to do it. So whatever your next venture is, this is about you doing it, and you're protected, you're guided, you know what I mean? You ain't got nothing to worry about, and you know that anyway. So I feel like what's coming up for you, there seems to be a lot of opportunities around you as well. Boy, abundance is coming in, my girl, abundance. I'm seeing abundance, blessings. You've just elevated to the next level. Communication. So this feels to me, I'm seeing, wow, I'm seeing, I don't know what they're called, like empowerment talks, like, what are they called? Maybe the inspirational talks. I'm seeing you talking to people, like in halls, in places, and just by what you say, people are just like, oh, yeah. So you are, what do I call them people, man? Anyway, you like a public speaker, but I don't know, that don't sound right, but you get what I'm saying. Empowerment, yeah, empower people, inspire people, and I feel like communication is key, and that's something you talk about, how you can communicate, body language, sign, thought processes, just pictures. Like, it's like a whole new world of communication, because we can communicate through a range of different ways. And I feel like whatever you're doing, it can involve a lot of these things. Yeah, enjoy. That's all I need to do.
Nice one, Raz. Thank you. Well done. Hope that was useful for people. There's people that have gone now that I didn't want to interrupt and say goodbye, because I've got to let you do what you're doing. But yeah. I'll put a message on later on. Thanks for everybody that's watched. Thanks, Raz. That was great. I found it really good. I think I'll talk to you about how I might progress in the future. What we got here then, Claire? Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Right, thanks to you. So we're gonna end it there.
Yeah.
My daughter, I didn't miss that, Julie, by the way. My other daughter spoke about thyroid problems, underactive thyroid. I might cover 2 next week, maybe. Depends how big the yeah, thanks everyone. It depends how big the what did you say? What arms you wanted?
No, I'm not.
You're not.
Endometriosis, but it's not. Thank you.
Well, I think we'll cover thyroid. I think because that's a big one. Oh, you said endometriosis, didn't you? So yeah, we'll combine the two.
First.
Huh?
Let's do thyroid. Right, thyroid first.
Thyroid first. Thyroid first, and then endometriosis. Depends how much time we've got. All right, and it depends on how many card readings. Don't want to leave you too out there with too many card readings as well. But yeah, as much as I feel like I might have a work on. See you later, Mum. See you later. All right, Kerry. See you. Thanks everybody for coming and watching. Yeah, so we'll do this again next week. We'll talk about thyroid. If we've got time, we'll talk about endometriosis, and then we'll do our card readings as usual. And I'm going to look into practicing myself at home, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Or do it alongside you.
Yeah.
Does that work? Does that work, Raz? I mean, I know you're pulling cards, but if I pull cards at the same time,
yeah,
maybe we can add to the reading.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's my way of easing my way in there.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'll probably use them because I feel really attached to them. So when you're doing yours, I'll do these and I'll see what I get.
Yeah. You
go first, I'll go second. Hey, that's good. That's a good way of doing it, isn't it? Oh, I think we get there in the end, don't push, push, push. I feel it all the time. Push, push, push. No, but Raz, thanks again. Brilliant tonight. Thank you very much. And we'll see everybody all next week at 7:30, and we're going to talk about thyroid, and if we've got time, endometriosis, and then we'll do some card readings with perhaps with my additions as well. So we'll see you all later. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.